Oh, welcome back to Riverview Farm in the Family Farm series. This is version 2 of Riverview with seasons on now. Now, I'm going to start the proper storyline up again next week. This one's going to be another run through of what we changed and what's happened. Right, first things we've got on here is we've got seasons in, but there's no tip coal on the road, so there's going to be snow on the road, so I'm going to leave it like that. I will explain that once we get into the proper series again. I've changed around. Let's find it now. Changed around to planner. Because I discovered with direct drill you can't go say wheat. You have to put something to say wheat barley will work, but wheat won't work. It won't drill in there unless you actually clean it all up first. And I decided against that. So what we've done is now starting with ripe, soybeans, wheat, barley, fallow, oats. Now this field will have to be cleaned up before we can put oats in. Now the grass discovered reading the slack from Venomous. You need to lay it fallow every so many years. Now, I think you would get 3 years out of it, but I decided to go 2 years of taking grass off, 1 year of not cutting, leaving it alone. Because it will go down to 90. I'll just show you. Find grass. It's in there somewhere. There we are. It goes down to 90. That's what you expect to get. So we're getting better than, 1 is average, so we're going to get better than average on there, under average for the soy. Well, I'm not too worried about that. And of course, remember in this soybeans, I'm counting those as green beans, field beans, because we don't grow soy in this country. But I needed something to shove in there, and I'm treating this like real life. Now, in real life, wheat, you want a little bit of protein in, which is nitrogen. Nitrogen adds to the protein, especially during milling wheat. But barley, if you're going to do the best quality barley, which is before brewing, you won't want a lot of nitrogen in. So what I've done is ripe, well, it's a fairly standard crop, won't harm much of anything. Soy, being a bean crop, a legume, it will put nitrogen into the soil. So the wheat is there to take the nitrogen out and to up protein on the wheat. That won't do anything in game, but that's just how I'm going to act as it's a bit like real life. Now I'm going to follow it straight up with barley. This is malting barley. I know we have got a brewery here, so we will have to sell that to the brewery. The barley, because that's malting barley. So we're taking the nitrogen out with the wheat, and so the barley will have a lot less nitrogen in it, so your P number, which knows your P number, your Proctor number, will be lower. The lower the number, the better the quality beer and spirits you make out of it. Lager wants very low quality malt. Good bitter wants high quality malt, wants very low nitrogen malt. You're looking at about 1.2, 1.3 percent nitrogen in there, whereas you can make a usable lager from 1.8. Now that is high. 2, you get up to 2 in the nitrogen levels, that's feed only. You can't use that for anything else. Right, then we're going to leave it fallow for 1 year. And oats are going to go straight in after the fallow. I think that will work. Then we cycle around, and each field we will be following that on each field, but we'll be starting each field at a different point. 8 will be starting here, 9 here. No, sorry, 9 here, 10 here, 8. 8, 7 will be on barley. 6, which is 4. No, 4, which is the one furthest away, That will be left fallow this year, so I'm not going to do a thing with that. Then oats will go into, I think it's 6, so that will have to be cultivated before we can seed that, because there's head oats in this year. It won't matter from then on. We should be able to direct drill everything, except if the fields want ploughing again, of course. Now, grass rotation, two grass, and then 1 fallow. And that's our grass rotation. We're not ploughing or anything, we will be cutting, leaving fallow, cutting, leaving fallow. And so it will go around. That's just field 11. That's the only one we've got at the moment. And we should get animals in, and we need to bring another field in. We will buy another field, and we will follow the same rotation. And I could put in more rotation if I wished, but I don't really want to. I'm just going to shut this one off to 0. That's it. And the same, because I was thinking about changing the grass round, but I think that will do nicely. And then on my headphones, because I haven't been taking an input from the sound, because you don't in this bit, is they just switch the cells off. I'll just switch them on again. That's better, and we'll come out. Right, the first one we've got to do is find. Oh, I can't remember where I put it. Yes, I did. Right, we're going to go to field. Get this right. 9, and put in this. Just double check. 9, and we're going to put some canola in. No, if canola it will take at the moment. No, it won't. Nothing will take. So forget all that. What we will do then, as we need to clean that 1 field of oats up, we will do that. There's not too much else to do. I'm on 9 days times 5, and we're waiting now for the soil to get warm enough to be able to plant or to sow in. And I've got company today from. Let's see what we got. The only one we got is this. So I'm playing another game of this map. Off screen, I'm slightly further forward on that. We have to go with this. Put the brake on. Can we? That's what we can. There's nothing else in there. Oh, incidentally, I must wear a character for this one. I see that class are coming to Farming Sim. The new Platinum DLC's been announced, and it includes Class. Now I'm happy about that. I'm a Class fanboy. Class and JCBs. Oh, by the way, I have mowed this too. I mowed this over a bit. Let's have a look at it. Not by a lot, but it's not quite so far out now. I could probably still bring it up another foot. But I think we'll go with that there, just about the edge of the area. Now the grass is going nicely. It's had 2 lots of fertilizer. I believe last time, did we fertilize all of them? Let's have a look. I've just been setting up. No, I haven't fertilized any of these yet, so that also needs doing. So we've got plenty to do before we can start sowing. As I'm doing all this on Metod, it's not gonna be easy. As you now know that 3 levels of fertilization back, 3 levels is back, I'm delighted to say. I didn't like the 2 level, it's too easy. You have to think a bit to get the 3 levels in. Especially now that the weeder doesn't actually add fertilizer level. Also gets a thumbs up for me. I know I've used it on the challenge series. I'm using the weeder a lot, but it's only because it's there. I think it's 6. Yes, 6 we will want. let's have a look. No, we do 6-4. We can't round clockwise, so we'll have to do that top one. 4. Yeah, I've been setting up for the new series to take the place of challenge. The challenge series. It's another challenge, really. The challenge to me to do some logging. The first ones you will have seen by now, and that's just a taster to show what I've got in mind. I have a lot planned for it, but whether it all comes off another matter. It depends really on fooling figures. And as fooling figures at the moment are flaming awful. Yes, well, I'm going to carry on anyway for the moment making figures, but I'm seriously thinking, am I doing the right thing? I know I'm not the best video maker in the world. And because I haven't got the kudos I had last year of having the seasons to show off early. And no, I'm not upset by that. And what I'm doing now is get GPS out. No, I'm not certain what that is. No, that's far too wide. I can tell that. Oh yeah, look at that. I thought I could do it on the wheel, but I can't. This I think is a 4 meter. I'd better just check. Just okay that anyway. And just double check this is 4 meters. I'd hate to do that and find out. It's not. Yeah, 4 meters, but it should be alright with that. Drop it down. I haven't got a proper Cavalier yet. I have to just use the quality play all the time, the subsoiler all the time. I will be when we can afford it. And as you see, it was £446 only, and we will have to borrow some money, I'm guessing, to pay for the seed this year. But with that amount of money, we can't do a lot. I think I was saying we have kittens up here again today. I've seen Alfie and Teddy about. I haven't seen Jade. Yes, 3 kittens. Jade, they're all rescued kittens. Jade and Alfie are brother and sister, but by the looks of it, with different parents or different fathers. Jade looks very much like a black Siamese. Long, sleek body, pointed nose, and very inquisitive. Alfie's a tabby and white. He's going to be a bruiser. He's a real moggy, he is. He's going to be a real bruiser, I think it's our Alfie. And Teddy, we thought was male at first, is actually female. She's semi-long hair and looks like a dishcloth on legs at the moment. If you can imagine a dishcloth on legs, of course. Anyway, that's enough of my cat problems. They're not their problems. Though some of the other cats think they are. No, we can't have any. We cannot have any offset on here because I'd have to put it on myself. So why did you think you could have some? Oops. And there we go. And as soon as it gets warm enough, we will start seeding. I'm going to say direct drill where possible. Now, not something we do a lot in Britain. Certainly not around this part of Britain anyway. Always seeing the fields ploughed in the autumn. Plough them in the autumn, let the winter frost get into the soil, break it down to a nice till. Quick go over normally with a paw harrow just to break up that little bit. And that's actually what I will be buying. I think it's a paw harrow. There's some cheap-ish ones about, and we will get pot harrow for the thing to do the cultivation with. It's basically spinning discs which break the soil down, the clods down into very fine soil, a lot finer than this is doing. Hello in game. Do beg your pardon. I gulped there. It's very remiss of me. Hello in game you won't see me. I think I better do. Yeah, I better just go up and down here. I think I'm going to go around the outside and notice how you'd actually do it, but I haven't got a lot of choice, I think, for this. Right, drop it in. I'm not going to bother with setting up GPS for this. I'm just going to go all the way around the edge. So I keep the wheels just inside the field boundary. We should be alright. Well, this bit might be a bit tight. It's right close to the hedge here. And I think, well, as you know, I found a map which looks like it's going to work perfectly for the new series. I can't say I'm looking forward to it because forestry is not my favourite occupation, but I've been bugged so much by Stu especially to do some that he's beat me. He's beaten me into the ground, but still don't mean to say I'm coming back to multiplayer. Sorry, Stu. Certainly not with this PC with a duff USB port, or USB bus, which keeps resetting itself frequently. I'm waiting for it to finally break, actually. Then I'll have to do something about it. I think we do 2 laps of this. Get 2 laps around the outside. I can't remember if I'm stumbling. If he does anything wrong. Let's check something there. Just wait for it to finish off. No, it doesn't. Sorry, I just wanted to check that didn't do anything. But this is just stubble, isn't it? Not, haven't left any straw behind. I'm looking for ways to get cheap fertiliser. The winters on the 6 fields, as soon as I harvest, first chance I get, I'll be on there sowing oilseed radish to try and get a fertilisation level in. Right, it's just get this onto here. Look at that. That's not bad, is it? Eh? We almost got that right. Yeah, it's gone in. I have got the just mirror mod on here, which I don't think they're too bad. These are yeah, they're not too bad. I think I'm seeing roughly what I need to see. I want bad drive by, but I can't drive by mirrors in real life very well. Too many years on motorcycles. In the early days I never had mirrors on bikes. Well, you didn't in that. Back in the very late 60s, early 70s. It was still in the days where the British manufacturers charged you extra to have a mirror on. There's a load of optional extras on British bikes, which is why the Japs really took off. Not only were they more reliable, but you've got so much more. I remember when I first started in the motorcycle trade, which is what I started out as originally a mechanic. A bad mechanic, but still a mechanic. You've extras with things like pillion footrests. Yes, pillion footrests, an optional extra. I think not. Mirrors, optional extra. Now I can understand things like rev counters being optional extras. But the rest of it never did make any sense to me whatsoever. I'm just going to do another lap here. Then of course when indicators came in, because the Japs already had them, not only were they not an optional extra on British bikes, you couldn't get them on a lot of the British bikes. And when you could get them, they were optional. I have ridden British bikes. I enjoy riding British bikes, but for owning, I much prefer to have a Japanese bike, or a German, or even the Italian. Now it must be said that the Gutsies and Ducatis take a lot more looking after and keeping into top class trim than a Jap bike. As I mentioned before, my number one ace bike I ever had was the Moto Guzzi Le Mans Mark II. Brilliant piece of kit. An old fashioned overhead valve V-twin. But it was tuned to the hilt on. To give you some idea, compression ratio was something like 10.5, 11 to 1, something like that. Some ridiculously high compression ratio on a twin. You couldn't kick it off, we didn't have a kickstart for a start. And the electric boat, I used to burn batteries out every few months. The number of batteries I got through. But more made up for it when you got out on the road. It may not have been as fast as the Jap stuff, but God, it could out-handle the damn things. I could go into a bend and be 99.99% certain I was going to come out the other side of it at high speed. Not something you could always be 100% certain of on Japanese bikes. The handling in the 70s was not the best, especially with the tyres they used to dump onto you. Anyway, that's enough of that. Let's get on back to what we meant to be talking about. Farming sim. Hey, you don't want to hear an old man rambling. That's probably why the food figures are dropped off the side of the cliff. Yeah, sorry. I think I have mentioned elsewhere the problem I had finding a map which was using all 19 trees so you get the full seasons effect. Now Roy's done it. I haven't found any duff trees on this at all. I have on a hell of a lot of other maps. But all the trees on here are working right. But then again, Roy knows what the hell he's doing. Right, Roy, I'll bud you up. Is that good enough for you to send me a $5 now? Now, yeah, I know he is, or he should be producing it's version 4 of this map, which will be 4 seasons, but as I mentioned before, will be sticking with this version 2 with me. With the seasons I've shoved in there, I may not have done it quite right, and I haven't done any snow masking whatsoever, deliberately, as I'm using all the in-game placeables, or just about all in-game placeables. There's masks where I want it inside buildings, but not on the roads, and I will go through that in the storyline. You can tell this is getting near the end of the video. I'm starting to repeat myself. That's for those who come in late. And if you come in late, where's your note? all we want now is someone to update SOB's seasons counter to work with 19. It worked. I think Roy updated it to work with 17, which it did brilliantly. So we actually knew which month you were in. I haven't got the knowledge to try, but I did just drop it in, change the sort of description number, I forget what they call it, see if it worked, but it won't. It looks like it changed enough so it wouldn't just drop in, which is a great pity. But getting a bit closer before we drop it, that'll do. Oh, it isn't going too bad. But I think you're going to get fed up with watching me solve it, which is why I've got to get the storyline back. I'm trying to actually get a story for this. I'm not certain what part of Britain this is based on. Has to be more north, I would have thought. Certainly isn't East Anglia, not what all these mountains about. Isn't Ireland because the road signs, where there is road signs, are wrong. And I think all the speed limit sign? Not certain of it, but I think there is there in MPH. Could be in Ulster, of course, which is MPH and not kilometres. Alright, for you, those of you who use the kilometre or metric system fully, is it kilometres or kilometres? I hear both, and I'm not. I always say kilometres, but I could well be wrong. It has been known. Someone said I was wrong once, but that's a mistake. Trying to level this off. Oh, there we are, a little bit out there. So that will let's level off enough. Oh yeah. Yeah, that looks fine. Oh, we're just under halfway on this field. With the tractors I've got, I can't use much more than 3 to 4 metre width of equipment. Anything bigger than that, especially with some of the slopes on these fields, it's going to cause me a real headache. Well, you might have noticed the headache I get was blickling on 17 with seasons and more realistic. Especially if it's wet, you can hardly pull anything in those fields. And because the blickling is based in Norfolk and very true to Norfolk. But the how should we put it? The fields are not flat, as they're not in Norfolk, but just it's deceptive Norfolk. We haven't got the hills or mountains, but we have got a lot of changes on the height of things. I might have been quick if I'd done every other row, of course. My usual way of tackling this type of field. Oh, how are we doing on time? Oh, we are there now, so I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. If you like what you saw, please consider leaving a like. If you're not subscribed and wish to see more, go on, take a chance. I'm not that bad, no matter what the others say. Any comments, questions, queries, suggestions, feel free to post them on the comments section. I read everyone, I try and reply to everyone. Even Stu. And with that, I think as I continue sorting this field out, ready to have oats put in there at some point. That's remember saying cheerio for now. Cheerio.